Welcome to the Rose City for a big-time USL Western Showdown tonight. It's the best place in the country to watch soccer. The Portland Timbers 2 hosting St. Louis FC. Hi, everybody. I'm Bob McCamey along with Willie Anderson. Quarter of the season left now, and here's two teams that have never made the playoffs in their three-year history, both knocking on the door. Similar situations. Could be a big separation of the points, though, after tonight.
Well, yeah, for me, it's a huge game. You know, the playoffs are just around the corner, and this is a six-pointer. You know, if the T2 win today, they go 6 points clear, which is huge at this time of the season. And if St. Louis wins, they go level points with the Timbers, but with a game in hand. So I think it's a huge game. This is where the games get really, really important. And, you know, for T2, the sooner they can get wins under the belt, the quicker they'll, you know, make the playoffs and they can relax.
And, of course, both these teams hallmark consistency this year of a lineup. That said, St. Louis flipping their starters tonight. They're going to get a lot early out of the German Wall Fall, who's going to be the focus coming out of the midfield.
Yeah, you know, he's scored 4 goals, which everybody thinks, hey, that's not a lot. But he's done it coming from midfield, which is not easy. And he's one of them guys you've got to keep an eye on all the time because he's going to come out of nowhere. He's going to be, you know, not picked up coming into the box, getting on the end of things. So he's a guy you just got to try and keep an eye on all the time. But it's going to be difficult because they're going to ghost in. So, you know, you've got to keep an eye on this guy because he can really do some damage.
And Fall's been around a bit for Timbers 2 tonight. Keep an eye on this academy player making only his 6th appearance of the year, and that is Carlos Aguiano from nearby Salem, Oregon. He may be small. He's got big-time skill.
I just love, you know, he's a good littling, and I love that. You know, his ability is amazing, and, you know, because of his size, because you think this guy's going to get knocked around. Well, you know, he's got a great soccer brain, which keeps him out of trouble. He's got great ability, great skill, which keeps him out of trouble. And he's got a big heart. So, you know, I'm really excited about watching this kid tonight. I love watching kids, but this guy's got something special. And maybe this is the start of something big, and I hope it is for him.
Portland in the middle of a 5-match homestand. Can they get it done against a team they're fighting for a spot on the table? Stick around. Portland Timbers 2, St. Louis FC coming up on ESPN+. Perfect conditions in Portland, Oregon, 72 degrees. The official ball select about to go into play. Timbers 2, St. Louis FC. 6 weeks remaining in the USL regular season. No team has clinched a playoff spot yet. We'll talk more about that as the evening goes along. Here's your starters for St. Louis FC, and we talked about flipping the script. Corey Herzog, Kyle Gregg, 2 of the top scorers. Gregg is the #1 scorer. Will be coming off the bench. They're in the 18 tonight, so it'll be the middle where everything develops with Fall and Hilton. They're also going with their second goalkeeper, Tomas Gomez. Jake Fenlison is available. For Timbers 2, a more traditional lineup. And, of course, the new name, Aguiano, who will be up front along with Langsdorff. They are in that Christmas tree formation, favored by the Portland Timbers MLS club. Gio Savarese, who has some fingerprints on this team as well. Zambrano been very effective building for the middle. Loria excellent with the service. Jack Barmby's had a lot of MLS minutes this year. And the man of the nets, if you haven't seen Kendall McIntosh play yet, you have a guy with a lot of future. 24 years old out of the San Francisco Bay Area. Tremendous skills and aggressiveness. There's a look at him. It'll be his 16th start of the year. He has 4 clean sheets. Timbers 13-11-3. St. Louis 10-7-9. Again, just 3 points separating him. So the result could go a long way to deciding who goes to postseason. The Timbers have a little easier road the rest of the way. Timbers in the home green, trimmed in gold, the traditional colors going all the way back to 1975, the original NASL franchise St. Louis FC in those St. Louis colors, the white and the blue, the fleur-de-lis, part of the St. Louis FC design. And the Timbers immediately attacking. And Willie, we thought with more of the regular lineup, at least in the top half, it would bode well for Portland to attack early.
Yeah, and I still think it does. I think St. Louis are going to come out. They've got a 4-4-2 where their 2 attackers will try and put pressure on the T2's back 4. So the game's going to be pretty compact in the middle. It's going to be tight, not a lot of room.
Marvin Loria, who will take a lot of the set pieces, goes short. They get it in front, right in front of the net. But no one there to finish, and setting up another corner. Nathaniel Kavita, nothing else to do.
This
good
is a
short
good
play
corner.
here.
He should never have that much room. That's a great cross. He just can't direct his header where he needs to, and it was a great chance. But it was a well-struck corner.
And they run almost the same play again, and again it was Ornstill, Max Ornstill, making the run for the post. He got there the first time, couldn't quite redirect. That time he was a couple of paces shy.
I think why, you know, them corners have come off. He's playing a lot of his second team at St. Louis, and they haven't quite figured out where they've got to be, where they've got to go, and they were caught napping twice there.
And a lot of press for Portland early. You see Zambrano controls. And now Portland has a lot to do out of the back. There's Ornstill on his back line position, redirecting.
You know, when teams play against you like this, where they clog the middle, you got 2 options. One, you can knock it long over the top for your attackers to run onto, or you can get it around the sides, around the back. And
now back to the left side, some good movement, and now forward to the very exciting Lamar Batista. Batista comes out of the back, ranges forward, and can be quite an annoyance for opposition's back row.
you know, I think for T2, 2 important players for tonight are the 2 outside backs. If they push on, they'll get a lot of room down the outside, and hopefully they can get around the back and get good crosses in. But I think that's going to be a big area for to get time and space.
Tomas Gomez dressed as the green Sharpie tonight. Mexican heritage, grew up in St. Louis, played at Georgetown. Has split the duties almost 50-50 this year with Finlayson. A little probe forward, but a bit too far for Foster Langsdorff. Of course, Langsdorff in the discussion for the Golden Boot this year. 14 goals. Coming off a tremendous career, 3 national championships at Stanford. Going to be Portland's 2nd MLS homegrown. And of course, is yet to make the 18 for the MLS team, but is just a matter of time.
You know, I'm a big fan of Langsdorff. I love his movement off the ball. I love his movement, especially in the penalty box. He never stops moving. He's really hard to mark. And, you know, when he gets a half chance, he's pretty clinical. And he always seems to get his shots on target. So, yeah, I like him. I think he's got a shot at the Golden Boot because he's just a good, honest striker.
He's 4th right now with 14, but it's very close quarters in those top 5. And, you know, talked about his mobility. He's not a target player. He can create the chances from a lot of places. Here's Michael Cox starting up front, the Canadian. And he is not able to corral the ball, so the Timbers will throw in deep in their own end. Timbers 2, St. Louis FC. It's USL Soccer. Saturday evening on the West Coast. Great to have you along. A light schedule for Saturday because of the holiday, but there's some great action in the USL. We'll take a look at the scoreboard later. Some big games in the East coming up tomorrow and Monday. Cincinnati trying to be the first team to clinch a postseason spot. The Real Monarchs in the West, a little ways away, although within a week they could be in. And
looks like T2 got Landstaff up top on his own, and they got 5 in midfield, and then the midfield players will break their necks to get up and play with Landstaff. But right now he's up there on his own. He's got a lot of work to do.
And you can see Anguiano, we haven't called his number yet. He's in the 10 spot right now, although he's roving extensively. But hasn't had much of a touch. And there he is. Say no more between 2 defenders. And he's battling, holding his own.
You know, he's young, he's inexperienced. He'll trying to feel his way into the game. He'll get there. He'll just take maybe a little bit longer as the game goes on. He should get a little bit more confident and figured it out and settle down, because I'm sure he's totally excited.
Well, Ornstall, Batista working together extensively, trying to start the attack from the left. And again, there's Batista. A little tangle on the far side, and that will be Batista whistled. Restart coming for Tony Walls.
You know, I like Batista, but he's one of them big guys who's got a ton of skill, and sometimes he just likes to do all these little tricks and all that, and you can pull your hair out of you, the coach, but he has the ability to do it, so I'm sure they let him do it.
Nice couple of touches. Get the Timbers 2 into the attacking end. There's Loria, very dangerous with service. Forward to Zambrano to the line. And that will be another corner. 3rd already for Marvin Loria.
I think Loria could be a big player tonight. He goes at people great. He's left-footed coming off the right, so he's hard to play against.
And they'll play short again. And that gives Loria a chance for a long boot to the far post. Gomez ranging and gets the save.
Yeah. See, he makes a great run, it knocks it in, which is great, and he does really well getting the end of that.
I believe that was Lewis Hilton getting back with the saving play. Now we have contact at the midfield. And this will go Timbers' favor.
Yeah, St. Louis are doing what I thought they might. They're pushing up and pressurizing you really high, the back 4 of the Timbers, making it hard for him to play it out the back.
And T2 showing patience here. And they'll come back to the right side. The right edge of the defense is the Cuban, Arturo Dispe. And Langsdorff takes a shot. And has words for the St. Louis manager, Anthony Poulos.
You know, that was one of them tackles where you get the ball, but you make sure you go straight through the player as well. And for me, that's a bad tackle. I don't know why the coach is complaining on the sideline. I mean, he got the ball, but he went through him, studs up, and, you know, that was a bad tackle.
The offender was Tyler Pollock, another one of the veterans on this team, originally from Nebraska.
That was a veteran's tackle. He knew what he was doing. He was going to take everything out.
Well, St. Louis, not being MLS affiliated, has a significant number of more experienced post-collegiates. 16 of their athletes have played American Collegiate Soccer and played at high levels. A lot of big-time scorers adjusting to new roles professionally.
You know, I'm liking T2. They already tried some trick corners. Now this free kick worked really well, but they had to bring it back. So, you know, they're full of ideas. I think that's great.
Aguiano of a deception. Loria can always put a nice bend on that ball.
Yeah, you know, for free kicks like that, you've got to hit the far post. And, you know, you go near post like that, I think he miskicked it. It's just like a waste of a free kick.
I think as we would have expected with these 11s, St. Louis FC looking for particular opportunities on offense. Timbers, too, would love to score early. They have all their top offensive players in. Langsdorff drawing the crowd again. Good exchange with Aguiano. Now Aguiano starting to get involved. Dispossessed. Here's an opportunity on the counter for St. Louis. Albert Dikwa into the box. Cox! And Cox detained just long enough by Ornstall.
This is really good defending. Watch how he knows where he's going, he knows where the ball's going, and he uses his body to keep him away from the ball and away from the goalkeeper. Really good defending.
So we've seen Max Ornstall helping come forward, and there he is back defensively. Good start for him. San Francisco Bay Area athlete, played at Santa Clara, played with Kendall McIntosh, the T2 keeper.
Well, they're both really good players, so that must be a good school they were at.
Some good combinations in the midfield for T2. There's Andre Lewis, the Jamaican, now getting involved. Lewis, a very good ball winner. Now Nathan Smith, who's come up. He was a homegrown signing of the Galaxy. And a little screen set by Sean Reynolds allows Gomez to cover that ball.
You know, I'm a big fan of Lewis's too. I think he's going to be a key tonight. You know, whoever controls midfield, well, a good chance of winning this game. And Lewis is going to have to be a big part of that. But he can do it. I like him. He's got a lot of tools, so.
And some strong work by Dispay. And that blunts the St. Louis attack for the moment. Throw in coming with Pollock. Pollock and Kyle Culbertson, defenders, have the same barber. Runs straight on into the box, and McIntosh will cover. Dikwa didn't have any other options.
Goalkeeper did really well there. He read it well. He came out really quickly.
Yeah, that could have been worse. Dispay could tell there was a miscommunication. Dispay pointing at everybody. But McIntosh took away the angle completely. And now restart. And probably the best set piece opportunity for St. Louis so far.
You know, this is a depends on the cross. If it's the left-footed guy going to take it, which seems to be, he's going to whack it around the penalty spot, bending in towards the goal. So all you've got to do is kind of nick it on, and it'll be going towards the goal. So these are really dangerous moments.
Well, and Hilton here, the righty, leads St. Louis in chances created. But it will not be. You are correct. And Batista using that size in the middle. Denies. And the first corner now for St. Louis. Comes in the 14th minute. There's McIntosh setting his defense.
Yeah, he's a right footer, so he's going to bend it in, I would think, near post. And all the St. Louis guys are going to charge near post.
So that's held, and he drops it nicely. But not much room for the attackers.
You know, I think T2 got away with one there. That was going across the face of the goal, and it wasn't very high. I think sometimes the goalkeeper's got to command that 6-yard box.
So now
I'm
we'll
not
go
a
to
goalkeeper, so what do I know?
We'll go to the other corner now, and Pollock.
Yeah, left foot, he's going to bend it in again near post.
Now a little advisement. Michael Radchuk, man in the middle tonight. John Krill, Joshua Hames, the ARs, Eric Kruger is the fourth. There's that ball punched out by McIntosh, still in play. Little danger at the top, but we play on. That was Joey Calistri, one of their top midfielders who really hasn't been involved yet. Timbers too aggressive defensively as well, and now they're back in the attacking half. We're at the quarter hour.
Can we get out there? Joey!
Yeah, that's where the room's going to be, where Batista is now. If he pushes up, it's going to be free all the time.
See Calistri back defensively there. He was marking up Batista.
Come on, stop!
Now here's Barmby.
Watch out! Call that behind you. Call that behind you. Johnny left.
Yeah, that's where the room is, down the left. He's playing really smart, Batista. He's filling up that space, getting lots of room.
Nathan Smith collects. There's Loria. And a goal kick coming for St. Louis. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit www.selectsportamerica.com. You'll get free shipping on orders over $50. Got a good look at the Select ball as the officials walked out.
You know, if I was C2, I'd be trying to get the ball over to the right here to Loria. I think he could be the match winner. He's got some great pace, and he's really hard to play against because he's left-footed, playing down the right, so he can always come inside on his left foot. So it's hard for defenders to know which way he's going to go. So if the more he gets the ball, the better for T2.
And he's had some of the most success with service all season long. And both of these teams have been very fortunate to keep a familiar 11 out there. Timbers 2, of course, has had the interchange with the MLS club. Had 7 different players from the MLS roster help out. And again, Barmby's here tonight. McIntosh. And St. Louis really has only had one major change, is Chris Valesky, who Timbers fans know well, has ended up in Oklahoma City. He's a very dangerous goal scorer.
You know, I didn't see what happened there. I missed
I did
this.
not.
Somebody ran into him. You know, I think he looks like he's out of breath. Maybe got a knock in the chest and the stomach.
It's Kyle
Winded.
Culbertson, former University of Akron player. Came up through the Cruz Youth program. Anthony Poulos is shaking his head a bit. There is nothing easy about the 2-game road trips, playing the midweek and coming back. There's no way around that. Even the short jaunt from Seattle to Portland, it just wears on you.
And you know, staying in hotels sounds great, sounds fun, but you know, when you're on the road all the time, the worst place you ever want to be is in a hotel room.
And St. Louis is about as far east as any of the Western Conference teams.
You know, just a little observation. I'm watching Polak, the number 14 for St. Louis, and he's a veteran. And you know what? He's going to go around and he's going to really thump people. I've been watching.
He's a rowdy boy.
He is. So,
there he is now.
And if you get anywhere near him, you're going to know you've been playing against him. He's just a you know, little mean guy, and he's going to kick you every chance he gets, and he's already done it a few times. So the only thing I can say about veterans is they're usually slow. So,
but they have knowledge they don't have to be. They've already thought that step that they're behind.
But I think if Laurier can get the chance to go at him, he should just go at him, knock it by him, and just take off.
Batista is going to get advised here as Timbers 2 is having their way with Calistri right now.
Oh, that was a little bit late. Ouch, he caught him around the chest.
You know, I have to say that looks worse the second time.
It does.
I think he's fortunate. Fortunate he didn't get booked. There's Cameron Knowles, who has been with the Timbers organization 6 seasons in a variety of capacities. Assistant with the MLS team, assistant with the USL team. And next to him, Andrew Gregor was the Timbers 2 head coach, and now is his assistant.
Offside.
Yeah, a little slow developing, and Dikwa was offside.
T2 did really well there. They sized up the situation and come out really fast and left 2 of the St. Louis guys back in there offside. So, you know, that was smart defensive play. Watch, see they come out, leave the 2 in, offside. Good defensive play.
Dikwa, an athlete from Cameroon who followed Anthony Poulos, who had a long association with Orlando City. Dikwa had been with them, scored a couple goals this year. The combinations up front, St. Louis has had Dikwa, of course, is starting. They have Herzog, who was available on the bench. And, of course, Kyle Gregg, the Wisconsin product. There are several Wisconsin products on this team. So those 3 have been the main forces up front for St. Louis. Here's Wall-Fall. First opportunity. Batista puts an end to it.
Yeah, I would think Wall-Fall, he's going to come up. He's going to, any chance he gets, he's going to let fly like and that would look like it had some pace. So it's a good block.
Fall coming off a 2-goal performance just about a week ago against Tulsa, including a PK. We talked about him, veteran, 26 years old.
You know, he just kind of lopes around the field. I've been watching it for a couple of minutes, and he doesn't seem to have no agency.
Well, that was his first touch, I think.
Yeah.
Pollock, though, making it happen. So now T2 had retreated a little more on this possession. Not quite as swift getting into offensive mode. Well, there's the play to the right, as you requested, Coach. And Timbers will throw in. Here for St. Louis management. Nathan Smith.
See that definitely the room's wide. See the right side here is wide open.
There it is. I know Smith has to work with. He'll go far post, but no one there. Langsdorff was filling space to the 6.
Yeah, I think Langsdorff, you know, he went near post, hoping it'd come near post. You know, you make a decision when you're in there like he does. He's got to take one post. Is it near or far?
Goes in the box. Backside, backside, backside.
Getting it loose in there to Gomez. Signaling his defense from the St. Louis net. We're at the midway point of the first 45, scoreless. Timbers 2, St. Louis FC, USL Saturday night. One-timer deflected. Well, that'll get a corner. That's maybe a cheap way to get a corner, but you'll take it.
You know, Barmby's taken up really good positions on the far side of the left there.
And he'll take the ball in short.
I'm staying.
This will set up Loria. Oh, little help from the defense. Throw in Timbers.
You know, them trick free kicks, corner kicks, and that, they're all coming off.
Yeah,
Two things, it means that, you know, T2 really well drilled. St. Louis haven't really played together, so they're not too sure where they should be.
Yeah, the second touch off the short corners has been quality every time. By the way, that was Dikwa who got back and helped defensively. Well, he's being active for a attacking player. But they're bringing everyone back. Oh, Smith again. Now he'll get some help. Barmby comes over to the right side. This might yield something. Get Lewis involved. Back left. Batista. Now Loria goes wide. This could be something. Loria backs the defenders. And corner will come from the other side.
I think that's a really good move. You see Loria went to the left, but Barnaby's come to the right, so they still keep that width. And Barnaby's a really smart player, got a great soccer head on him, great left foot. So, yeah, I think that's a good move. They've been playing 25 minutes. Yeah, give it a shout, give it a try.
Well, it just seemed like Smith needs some help. So Barmby coming over is a good plan. Loria again, far post. They go the other way, man down for St. Louis.
You know, I'm not sure what went down there. Somebody pushing. There we go. Oh, well, there's so many bodies being pulled and tugged and pushed and shoved.
Yeah, you know, it appeared that Gomez actually put bodies in the ground, but I think T2 had somebody grappling before that.
You know, it's amazing watching corner kicks and free kicks now, though, how much bodily contact there is. People are grabbing each other, all that kind of stuff.
So Tomas Gomez will take his time for the restart. And it appears St. Louis would like any opportunity to breathe for a second. And frankly, as hard as Culbertson and Pollock are playing, they can use that. They both are working offensively and ironically, more so offensively than defensively.
You know, they're a pretty physical side, St. Louis.
So again, here's your lefty-righty conundrum. Hilton and Pollock. This will be Hilton. Nice bend into the box. Nothing more allowed. Anguiano out to midfield. Barmby taken down. Stays down for a moment. He's fine.
You know, that was a really well thought out move. He just couldn't get control of it at the end, but Barmby brought it down really well. Saw Langstaff free going down and tried to pick him out, and it just didn't work, but it was a great idea.
Well, and I think if you watched Foster Langsdorff trying to get free away from play, I mean, he is getting bumped every time he runs by somebody. So for Barmby to take one extra layer, that's going to help.
You know, I think it's one of them games, especially for T2, that you're going to know you've been in a game because you're going to get bumped all the time.
And of course, T2's had 10 days off after playing a very good Orange County side a week ago Wednesday. They'll get a week off again and face Tulsa next weekend. And that'll be the final home game at this stadium this year, as the Timbers and Thorns have matches remaining. I know we brag on Cascadia quite a bit out here, but if you've got an American soccer bucket list, you want to come to this stadium to watch the Timbers play the Sounders once.
I know, I played around a lot at some big stadiums and that, but this is one of the best for a player to play at because the atmosphere is amazing.
Well, and it's not just the sound. Remember when the Sounders played in the Kingdome in the 70s and drew huge crowds, but that was just a wall of noise. Yeah. Didn't have that personality that this crowd has.
Well, the beauty of this stadium, now
there's the power of Loria.
That was a good effort. Just didn't get enough dip on it or...
That was Zambrano getting that all started.
Yeah, he just couldn't get it down. He got enough bend on it. Just didn't come down at the end.
Stay left.
Now, that was unselfish, but I don't think too unselfish. Wasn't a terrible spot.
No, I think if it's him, anywhere 40 yards in, he should be thinking about maybe trying to get a pop a goal.
Yeah, he's got the leg for it. No trouble forward. Cox gets into the middle. Still in play. Calistri. He's dangerous in the box. Now some second chances for St. Louis, maybe their best probe. And they retain possession. We're a half hour in. Scoreless, Portland, St. Louis FC. Cox, who's been quiet, now involved in the offense. And there's Dikwa. Culbertson. And McIntosh has to take it in the breadbasket as Lewis Hilton, who's got that long strike capability, fires in. Well, that was 2, 3, 4 white shirts, all getting a touch in the offensive end.
I think they've got to... St. Louis have got to have at least 5 or 10 minutes, where they're on to get into the game. Just the way the game is. They're not looking too dangerous up top.
Timbers, too, doing a good job keeping the ball in the offensive end, but restart will go to St. Louis. There's Wallfall. Fall has not had much participation in the offense. You mentioned not moving very quickly.
Now, and the good thing about it for the T2, he keeps going further back. He's just about coming out of the back four. So which is good for T2, keep him as far away from goal as you can.
Now a change of direction. Daniel Kavita.
I think T2 have got to get a grip in midfield. They're kind of second best right now. All the balls that are coming out always seem to be going to a St. Louis player.
Cox kept this in play and close. McIntosh deflects. But another corner coming for St. Louis.
This is a really good chance for St. Louis. I think if he keeps it on the floor, he's got a better shout. But he gets up in the air, so it's pretty much straight at the goalkeeper. But that was a great chance. Maybe that's the chance of the game so far.
Now, Cox has been at this a while. He turned pro at 17. Chance off the header. But Walls is wide, and this will be a goal kick.
St. Louis are looking really dangerous at free kicks and corner kicks. 2 reasons. One is the kicks are great. They got power on them. They got bend. And the second thing is they're really attacking the ball. And if you're going to get good crosses in the box, you need players to attack the ball. And they're definitely doing that. And they're definitely putting great crosses in. So.
Now Barbie, ball on his foot. Timbers back to the left side. Boy, Smith is the Lone Ranger, wide right.
Well, St. Louis are doing really well because, you know, whatever side the ball's on, they're pushing everyone, player over there, and there's no room over there. There's no space.
You almost can't retreat even. Batista would have to pull it way back. Yeah. And that
now,
ball
if you look at the game
play.
right now, everybody's in one half of the field. So there's no room. All the room's way out here under our little box here.
The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from all around the league 24/7. Follow @USL on Twitter. Bob Akamian, Willie Anderson. Final 10 minutes of the first half. USL Saturday night in Portland. No score between Timbers 2, St. Louis FC, and St. Louis since the 30th minute, starting to spend a lot more time on the attack.
And you know, this is a really bad place to give away a free kick. You know, it's a great opportunity for them to do what they've been doing great all night. Is stick a cross in with a lot of bend on it and a lot of power and attack it.
And this is going to be Pollock, the big left.
He's good at them. He's hit great crosses all night.
Timbers get the deflection. Do they have the momentum? And they'll force St. Louis to retreat. Now a little trouble there. Batista lost the angle to Dequa.
You know, St. Louis are really coming on right now. The last 10 minutes, they've just got better and better. Now they're causing problems. They're getting good crosses, and they're looking very dangerous.
Portland had the first 3 corners, but since then, all the set pieces except one that favored St. Louis. From the left, Hilton will swing with the right.
You know, I can't see St. Louis carving you apart, you know, down the middle, 1-2s, somebody going by somebody, but I can see them really causing problems with crosses, which they are. So I think part of the team talk at halftime is be careful where you're giving free kicks away and attack the ball.
Final 10 minutes. We will likely have minimal stoppage. And a little trip at midfield by Fall. Timbers will restart. So Timbers 2 has gone about 8-9 minutes now with less quality on offense. Lewis wisely let that ball go through to the left. Loria is there. Little touch and go with Zambrano. That'll be a goal kick. St. Louis is doing a good job on Loria because with his long range, they're not giving him any opportunity to really swing at anything.
No, you know, for the last 10 minutes, T2 have had nothing going forward. I mean, they've kind of stopped trying to get it wide where all the space is. But I think part of that is too, St. Louis are just coming into the game more and they have more of the ball. They have more control of the game.
That was Ornstall and Cox on the dust up. Cox quickly restarts. St. Louis gets wide. They have numbers forward. Cox in the box. And that should be a goal kick. He was not able to put the ball off the defender. Michael Cox again, started with FC Edmonton, played in Finland, then went back to school in Canada and led York in the suburbs of Toronto, one of the 6, led them to the CIS championship. back when Canadian Collegiate Athletics was the CIS. Space in the middle, and that is wide, and that ball was uncontested. And there was Calistri.
You know, that was a really good strike. You know, from here, not sure how far it was. This is it, but he hits it really well. Just doesn't get it direct enough, but it was a really good strike, but he had a lot of room and time to get that off. So, you know, I'm a little bit worried now. T2, you know, I can see St. Louis nicking a goal here, and that will make it double hard for T2.
And Calistri has been active, had 2 goals and assist against Tulsa. He used to play for Tulsa. Now Timbers opportunity. Barmby. Lewis wide right. Needed to change that momentum just a bit. There was nobody left to leave it off to.
You know, Aquino does great here. Barmby should have hit that, I think. I think if he would get it back, he would hit it first time. You know, I don't know why he doesn't. But it just, you know, Lewis's feet are just all over the place, and he just can't get under it. So
I spoke too soon. Langsdorff was there, but Lewis had no way to direct it towards him.
But I think Barmby should have hit it first time.
I mean, really, Aguiano's run into the box was the story of that.
He did great there. He was smart. You know, he read it really well.
Now Batista hits the deck. Well, he and Calistri is the guy overseeing. Well, get up. Those two have been tangling.
You know, this looks like a... Oh. You know, that's a high kick, so... I'm sure he didn't mean it, but it's still a high kick, and, you know, he could have really hit him there, so...
And it is a yellow.
Yeah, this is a yellow.
Calistri, a Chicago kid, went to Northwestern.
And you know, Batista, he's like 6'9", so
if your foot's up, boots up that high,
that's some heck of a height.
And Calistri was a homegrown signing by the Fire. And of course, St. Louis used to have the relationship with Chicago, the MLS. Here's Cox. Boy, Cox has really become a handful.
You know, he's big and strong, and he's just pushing people off. Our little cameo there where there's 2 T2 players trying to get the ball off him, and he's just pushing them all over the place. He's strong.
Busy night for Michael Radchuk, our referee.
He's a handful. He's going to be a handful all game. Hopefully he'll get tired and you know, slow down. But
and of course, St. Louis still has Gregg and Herzog in their 18 and available. Pollock. That ball's loose and wide. Tony Walls will get a chance to reset everyone forward. Sent in by Culbertson. Unable to control. Still St. Louis possession. And there is Dequa going down and making a scene of it. And another yellow coming out. St. Louis attempted a quick restart. That will not stand. Dequa, foot was stepped on.
Yeah, he stepped on him, missed his tackle. A yellow card.
Now, is that Ornstall or Loria? It looked like Loria was the one that stepped on the foot. Waiting for the stoppage signal.
No, this way the game is, if the T2 can just survive to half-time and then regroup when they get back to the locker room. They need to change things, or this game's going to get out of hand, and it's going to be really tough for them.
And there's the two-headed monster of Hilton and Pollock.
I think I think.
Hilton with a nice strike, and McIntosh so good at knowing when to leave his feet.
Yeah, he's a really good goalkeeper. You know, I've watched him. This is a really good save. I mean, it's a well-hit free kick. He knows he can't hold it, so he's got to punch it away, and I thought he did really well there. I'm a big fan of his. I'm sure he's knocking on the door to get on the bench or be part of the first 11. So.
Little trouble here. Timbers fortunate not to have another corner. 1 minute of stoppage. Fast pace first half. And you're right, this is survival time for Timbers too. And another corner coming for St. Louis.
Just got to survive, get off the field, and then we'll. Don't go in giving up a goal at this time. It's so discouraging. So they just got to tough it out. A couple of minutes, get off the field, and then regroup.
Pollock right to the middle. Ball's loose. McIntosh needs help, and he gets it. Timbers 2 will need one more stop to get this whistle. And there it is in front. Dequa can't redirect, and that should do it. We played 45. This is how close it was.
Yeah, we've been living on borrowed time. I mean, they've been getting good crosses in all night. Thank heaven they can't get on the end of them.
And I believe that was Andre Lewis who saved that ball off the line. It is halftime at Providence Park. Portland, Oregon, USL soccer on a Saturday night. Two teams trying to make the playoffs for the first time. So the 3 points will go down very smooth for the winner. But for now, it's 0-0. Timbers 2, St. Louis FC.
Will send the cross in, and what a goal by USL's leading goal scorer, Thomas Enevoldsen.
Lancaster, and it's 1-0 to Louisville City.
Rio. Have not drawn a match as Langsdorff has found the back of the net and leveled the tally in the 79th minute. His 14th goal of the season.
Vega. Tevin Vega shooting. Goal! Mendiola!
Big launch with the right.
Oh, Steinberger, second opportunity. Welcome to North Carolina FC. Zach Steinberger has tied it at 1. He has Dabo. Big goal. Bingo. Mohamed Dabo.
Cross goal. And the goal by Bustamante, and Fresno may indeed sneak out of here with a point.
Hoffman outside the 18, shot, goal, goal, goal! Looking forward to Hoffman, goal! The brace!
Justin Davis, that's a great goal!
King steps up, creating the turnover,
Nanko, save made by Pickens, follow save, and a devastating goal by the Bethlehem Steel.
It's in! New York have tied it up, it's 4-4.
he saves it! An impressive save! Saved off the line, Lubin!
But it's swatted away by Cohen.
Derek producing a fantastic diving save, and it's Tyler Derek again, who's had an incredible performance.
Saved by Restrepo! Not once, but twice!
Shot pushed away by Lopez.
Oh, and what a save by Marcin Kowski.
He gives it a strike off Cardoni.
Arturo with the big shot and a great save by Newton.
And a save by Matt Pickens.
Great save as Eric Dick got a hand on it.
Fantastic save there from Laurent.
Halfway through Saturday night USL Soccer at Portland, Oregon. Timbers 2, St. Louis FC, all level at 0-0. Well, kind of a light night. Again, a long weekend with the holidays, so matches tomorrow and Monday all around the USL. Here's how the West looks. Here is everybody above the line, and that's why this match is so critical for St. Louis FC. They could be level with the Timbers. The only other team in this group that's playing tonight is Reno, 1868, and they will have the edge. They're playing right now at Fresno, who is below the line. So everybody needs to keep pace. So a lot of pressure on St. Louis, who got the draw with Sounders 2 the other night. And they are certainly making their case right now, keeping this match level. So what's going on around the USL? The big number is, of course, attendance. Over 2 million again this year. That's an average of 5,000 per match all around the country and all these great 30-plus teams. Of course, they just revealed the very exciting new logo for Memphis 901. They'll play their first season in 2019, playing a lot on the great blues tradition, and they'll be a nice counterpart to Nashville's MLS team. And, of course, the big match, FC Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Cincinnati looking to be the first team to clinch a playoff spot, and they are very close with victory tonight. They now wait and see what happens tomorrow between Penn and Bethlehem. If Bethlehem loses or draws, that will put Cincinnati the very first team into postseason. Yeah, we're already talking about that. 6 weeks left, but you know we've been counting the points. We were talking with Cameron Knowles the other day. How many points will it take to get in? I said 48 gets you into the West. He says I want 50, just to be sure.
He's the coach, you know.
That's
he just wants to be safe. But I'm sure he feels 48 will get them there. But you know, it's game to game, and tonight's a big game. If they can pull in 3 tonight, it just really makes everything so much easier. But you know, the way they're playing, they're not playing that great. They started off great. You know, 25 minutes they look good. And the reason for that is I thought they got wide. They got wide down the left with Batista. They got wide down the right with Laurier and Smith. And Barmby on the left really helped out. But they went away from that. They tried to go down the middle. You can't go down the middle against these guys. They're too tight. They're way too tight. So you've just got to, you know, get it down and knock it wide and get around the outside.
And that has been St. Louis's trademark all season long, is defense, keeping matches close. They get excellent goaltending, and they're really making the Timbers too play their style. Let's go to the 33rd minute, and after the Timbers play a great 30 minutes, it becomes all St. Louis. Cox in close, and McIntosh doing what he does with the save.
It's a great save, but you know he's lucky in a way because the guy hits it straight at him. But the guy who puts it on the floor, different old.
40th minute, and here the Timbers get into the box, and there hasn't been a lot of this.
You know, I thought Barmby should have hit it first time. By the time he got like here, he should have whacked it down. He tries that trick, you know, gets in the feet of Lewis. He just can't get it on target.
And then at the 45th, things were getting pretty dicey around the Timbers end.
That's a great free kick, but, you know, McIntosh, a really good save, knows he can't hold it. He's got to punch it out. He knocks it out for a corner, but that's a really good save. Good free kick, too.
So McIntosh doing what he's done all season long in stoppage. Wait a minute, St. Louis, another set piece.
You know, they're really dangerous on corners and free kicks because they hit them so well. They drive them in, bend them. And, you know, that was a chance.
And this time Lewis had to help scooping it off the line. The numbers, not a lot of offense, and I think two things if you're Timbers 2 you don't like. You were outshot, particularly on target, and this is not a team you should be losing or even in possession against.
No, you know, the first 25, 30 minutes, I thought I couldn't see St. Louis getting on target at all. They just had nothing going on, and then they started getting good crosses in, getting more possession, and they looked way better at the end. In fact, they looked the best team in the last 10, 15 minutes.
What you were saying as we got to the end of the half, you just want to get out of the locker room. What kind of word do you have with them?
Well, I think he calms them down and says, hey, where we were successful was getting it down and getting it wide and getting around the back. We have to get back to that. And that's where the space is. They're never going to go down the middle. This team just crowds everything up.
Man of the match for the Timbers right now is the goalkeeper, who is an MLS player, and with Jeff Antonella leaving the Timbers match in New England tonight, Cameron Knowles always says, when you play on the USL team, your job is to be ready. And who knows if Kendall McIntosh will be getting an opportunity in the next week.
The only thing I can say for him, I think he's ready. He just needs an opportunity to prove himself. Until you play in the big leagues, you never know how you're going to do. But, you know, he has great ability, and he's been a great goalkeeper for T2. So.
And, you know, I got to see him quite a bit at spring training this year, because he played, especially in the early matches, against MLS competition, and he was quite good, very aggressive, just like we see him play in USL.
You know, he's down at 6 foot. He doesn't look 6 foot to me from here, but, you know, he's 6 foot. But he's got all the tools, the attributes to be a great goalkeeper. It's like everything else. Until you get in there and have a shot at it, you will never, ever know.
Well, there's his counterpart at the other end, Tomas Gomez, putting the ball back into play. No changes of note as we begin the second half. We have to, of course, survey the field. It looks as if the same 11s are out there. Now, the interesting story for St. Louis, and we've mentioned this, they've held out Courtney Herzog and Kyle Gregg, really their two top scoring threats. So they're available on the bench. You know, Gregg's got 11 strikes this year.
Well, you know, St. Louis, you know, the last 15, 20 minutes finished the game. You know, I wouldn't make any changes because they're doing really well. I mean, I know they're top scorers on the bench. But, you know, the guys who are playing in his place are doing really well. So I think it's it's a decision the coach makes. But I think it's a difficult decision.
Timbers in retreat. That ball's still in play. Batista will let it play out. Here's Calistri, who really was stirring things up in the final 15 minutes of the first half. Now, the Timbers' offensive threat off the bench will be Augustine Williams, 21-year-old from Africa, Sierra Leone, has 4 goals this year. Good ball striker, has scored on a PK.
You know, I like Williams. Williams, I think he does great. But I think in this game, it's going to be really hard to play down the middle, which he does. So I don't know whether the coach will put him on just for that. I think they need help in midfield. If he's got a midfield player he can put out there, just give him more bodies in midfield. I would think about doing that. Well, you know, if they go down, then they most probably have to put Williamson on and push him up and play him alongside Landorf. So
Barmby and Walls was that last dust up. There's Lewis again at the 6, helping his goalkeeper. Nice redirect. Timbers 2 forward. That was Langsdorff. Hasn't had a lot of offensive chances, but started the offense. Throw-in, though, will come for St. Louis. So what do you do with Langsdorff? He's been well contained.
You know, I think with Langsdorff, you just keep letting him plugging away. Because, you know, he just needs a chance. And hopefully players will get tired. They will get tired and gaps will open up. But he's just got to keep playing his game and trying to be patient. And knowing it's going to be really hard. And if he gets 2 chances in the game, he's going to be really lucky.
Now, one thing that works, I think, in his favor is his demeanor. He does not get angry. He doesn't play to retaliate. Lewis in the middle. Aguiano was involved. Barmby sends it in. And there's Aguiano wide. Well, there's the little one in the air.
Hey, that was a good chance. That's a good cross, and he's got plenty of room. You know, got to try and direct them on target. But, you know, it was a good move by T2. hopefully I'll give them some encouragement. But again, it came from wide, so they've got to get it wide.
You really want Marvin Loria to have some opportunities to swing from that spot. He's not had a chance to give much service.
Well, you know, when you play wide like that, I used to play wide like that, you know, your teammates have to bring you into the game, and sometimes they can keep you out of the game because sometimes they look at you, think, oh, you're open, and then go and do something else. You know, he needs to get the ball, he needs to get it a lot, and he needs to get it early so he can go after you.
51st minute, Providence Park in Portland. Bob Acamia and Willie Anderson, USL Soccer. Timbers 2, St. Louis FC scoreless. Bullock to the middle. Here's Cox.
He's a handful. He's pushing people all over the place. He's a good target guy. You can knock the ball into him. He's going to fight for it. He's going to keep it, and he's going to knock you out of the way. And he's always showing in the box, play it to my feet with his back to the defenders. He's having a good game.
Now St. Louis wide at Culbertson. Biqua can't control it. McIntosh will collect it. Quick restart with Zambrano. I haven't seen as much connectivity from Zambrano forward as you'd expect. He's done a lot of that this year.
I think the way they play, you know, they just funnel back and there's no room going down the middle. And I think when you're playing midfield and up front like Langsdorff, it's really hard to find space and time, and you feel like you're never in the game.
Yeah, it's really just Batiste who's done it by himself. Yeah. He's been the one to come forward.
Well, St. Louis, you know, they're smart, they're veterans, and they just plug up the middle and think, if you're going to beat us, get round the back.
So Langsdorff being contained. He was detained for a moment, now gets to the middle. Zambrano gets it going. Lewis.
Now that's better.
There we
get
go.
it to him early, get it wide, get a good crossing.
And Barmby will make a nice play. Well, there's some good variety. Let's see if the Timbers 2 can keep it in play. No, we don't get the call there as Diqua hits the deck.
That little sequence there where they had it on the right, they got in the middle, and then they knocked it out to the left early. Get to Barmby, who can get a good crossing. That's the secret to this game for T2. If they want to get more control and make more chances, they've got to get it out early and get it in fast.
Cameron Knowles having a word with the fourth official, Eric Kruger. Lewis, Zambrano. See these two guys get it going. There's Lewis now on the move. This is what you want to see out of 77. But there's the physicality, and he is dispossessed. Diqua with some room. Now retreat. Hilton, a lot of room in the middle. Missed opportunity for Cox. Loria to work. Ball still available in the midfield. St. Louis 15 away points this year.
I can understand why they're so hard to play against.
You know they love seeing you at Toyota Stadium, but they're very comfortable. And if anything, they were disappointed at settling for the draw playing S2 in Tacoma the other night.
You got to be patient. When you get it in the middle like that, you've got to try and get it wide first and foremost.
When you saw Zambrano, Hilton immediately came up and got in his grill. Forced him to think wide.
Yeah.
Position for Dequa to center it up. And Cox. High, unfortunately, resulting in a goal kick for Timbers 2.
This is a great ball through. He does really well to pull it back. And that is an outstanding chance. All he's got to do is
Hilton. That's how it started.
Great ball. Watch the way he pulls it back, right in his path. Oh, he's just got to get it on target and he scores.
Dispay getting back in the middle to create some disturbance. All right, here's Barmby going to work. Lewis again. Oh, Lewis forward into the box, just a bit too far as he was leading Snathan Smith.
That was a great idea. He had great vision. Smith had made a great run and he just hit it a little bit too hard, overhit it. But that was his, look, just a great idea. Oh, just a little bit too much on it. He would have been in and wouldn't be able to pull it back. It's a great idea. Great run from Smith.
Lewis, who's played in the most matches of any Timbers 2 player this year. Barmby dispossessed. Timbers got grouped a bit defensively. And now some nice work by Dispay, the Cuban.
You know what I like about Barmby? He's really calm on the ball and he keeps his head and he slows the game down. He's got a good head on him. I like it. He's got a good soccer brain.
Yeah, he never rushes even when there's a defender in his kit. Here's Langsdorff again, taking a beating. Walls didn't even buy him dinner first.
Yeah, Langstaff will go out to a bar tonight and they'll be there trying to kick him on the way to the bar. He's just got to be patient. His chance will come, and if he sticks it in, it's like, thank you. So.
Well, I like what we're starting to see with Lewis and Barmby here since intermission. Let's see if that connects. There's Anguiano. Aptly known as Junior, he will turn 19 on September 13th. His academy season really just getting started this week. He will forego a year of college.
This is a tough game for him, being so young. It's so physical. They just push you and knock you all over the place.
Double here into the box. That's centered up, still loose. St. Louis will not allow Timbers 2 to clear. Dequa. Entry again. Cox goes down. We play on. Here's Anguiano.
I'm trying to figure out how T2 could maybe get more solid, maybe make some changes. I think he's going to keep it this way because they're playing way better than they finished the first half. So I think he'll let it run for a while.
Victor Arboleda has been warming up. The Colombian, who's had some chances on the 18 of the MLS club, has been not available lately, but is dressed and just warmed up and put his kit back on.
Well, if he's fit and he's playable, he would make a big difference. But you don't know what his injury situation is, or...
One half hour of the match remaining. Still scoreless at Providence Park in Portland. Second half play pretty even so far.
No, St. Louis is starting to control the game again.
Yeah, they're combining more touches. And here's Calistri, who's awfully good at finding the open man. Dequa in the corner by himself. And back Batista down. Lost control. Lewis has it. That's what Lewis is good at.
Yeah, I like him a lot. You know, he's all action. He's all over the field. Gives 120%. And he's good skills with it, so he's a really good he's built to be a good midfield player.
And you can watch highlights from every game of the 2018 season and stay up to date with news from across the USL at the league's official Facebook page, facebook.com/USL Soccer. Ball to the glove of Kendall McIntosh. So now Dizpay coming out of the back.
Well, it looks like he's bringing Arboleda on, so that's going to give them some pace and width and taking people on. It'll be interesting to see who he brings off.
I don't think he's going to get in before this restart. There he is, Victor Arboleda. 21-year-old Colombian. Another player with Bay Area ties, El Cerrito outside of Berkeley, California. There you see the advisement to Hilton. Zambrano ready for the restart. Now they are announcing the sub, so we will wait for that. Arboleda is going to come in for the little one, Aguiano. A fine 64 minutes. Time for a bit of experience.
No, maybe it was a game too far for Aguiano. Really rough and tumble game. And maybe he's not there ready for that yet, but you know, he did good. He'll learn and tremendous a lot from that.
Arboleda immediately chases after the ball. Let's see if he plays out of that same inside position. Say Aguiano played pretty much like he was assigned to be in a certain square. Is this going to be a throw? Yes, a throw rather than a corner.
You know, I think Arboleda will go wide right. Take that position up and try and get something going down the right for T2. He has the ability, he has the pace, he has the skill.
Okay. Well, from the pitch, you can get an inside look at life on and off the field from a player's perspective every Wednesday evening of the latest edition of From the Pitch. You can read it on USLsoccer.com. Oh, and there is Wall Fall. Knocked off the line. Oh, and danger from the left. That was pretty unstoppable. And that was Calistri.
There's so many bodies going down here. So many fakes. I haven't seen a melee like that for a long, long time.
That's like the Sunday game in the park.
Oh, it is. It was.
And Culbertson, as much as it wasn't pretty, did a good job maintaining the possession. Corner in the 67th minute. And again, McIntosh will punch it out.
Now you've got Arboleda wide right. You know, let's get him in the game. Let's give him the time and space to take people on and see what he can do. See if we can work some magic here. They need a little bit of something.
So Loria has come to the middle more so. Never whistle, and again, little fatigue. Oh, and a pretty quick yellow there on Dispay.
I think Lorio has taken Anaguano's position.
Yeah, that's what it appears.
Yeah, playing in like the 10. And you pushed Arboleda out wide on the right where Loria played, so. Here we go again, another bender. Great cross, dangerous. Got to attack it, get it out of there. They're really good at this.
This will be Lewis Hilton. Right to McIntosh. And Wall Fall. A little assertive there, and he'll get a yellow.
Yeah, I missed that. Was so much. Yeah, the shit. He's dragging him. He's pushing him. He's hitting him. He's doing anything you can do. It's like a wrestling match.
And Ornstall made sure he took a good tumble at the end of that, but you could see what was going on.
It's getting chippy out there. Getting aggressive. Which suits St. Louis.
Yeah, we still have 21 minutes left. And it's level. So anything can happen. Just get into the box. Lewis in space. This is a beautiful thing. Nathan Smith forward. And there goes Arboleda. Arboleda on the move. There he is in the box. Centers it up. Just behind. Was that Barmby?
That was
Langsdorff.
You know what? That was a great move. Here's what his strength is. He just blew by him. I mean, he'll never catch him. And now he looks. He sees where he was, and Lansdorf moves to going to the 6-yard box, and he misses him. Great run, though. They should get Arboleda going because he can murder this fullback. Murder him.
Yeah, this is where the age difference, the fatigue kicks in. Now, as much as you saw our beautiful conditions as the match began, perfect Pacific Northwest, 72 degrees, little north wind. Just in the 60s right now as we come closer to the end of the match. But for St. Louis, it's the legs. Second match in 4 days. Danger there, but Gomez handles it well.
Got to be patient now. Tied legs are there. Tied legs make mistakes. Just make sure it's not your tied legs that make the mistake.
Now St. Louis using all the field right now. Culbertson dispossessed. Here we go. Timbers 2, Loria forward. Arboleda, race to the corner. Arboleda, some nice crisp passing, creating some chances. Loria could not settle that ball down.
I think he got a little excited. He thought, you know, he hasn't had a touch for a while. He gets it, thinks that I'm going to have a go here no matter what. Doesn't catch it right. But you know, the key to this game for T2 is Arboleda. I mean, if I can see it, surely they can. So they just got to feed him, feed him, feed him.
Yeah, because he's definitely got more pep in his step than anybody else right now.
Yeah. And he's quick. And he's got good skill.
And with, frankly, with Barmby and Lewis, there's Barmby on the ball right now, and Langsdorff still in, you don't need any more offense in the game right now.
Keep it, you know, keep it safe, keep it secure, give it to Arboleda, go on. Yeah, obstruction. Arboleda would blow by him. He just stands in front of him. He will do every trick in the book to stop you going by him. He'll even chat with the referee after saying, hey, what did I do?
Tyler Pollock.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that, ref.
Is he man of the match for St. Louis? He's been all over the place tonight.
He's got a great left foot, God bless him. You know, he just hasn't got the pace to live with Arboleda.
But Timbers 2 has not made him pay yet. Arboleda with a chance here in the 74th.
You've got to clear that first line of defenders on free kicks like that.
Here's Dikwa. And a substitute coming now for St. Louis. And they're going to give Calistri the rest of the night off. Here comes Austin Martz. Pennsylvania native, played at Georgetown, played overseas in Malta 2 years ago before joining Orlando City, so another Pulis-influenced athlete. Martz has 1 assist this year. And Calistri, who's worked hard tonight, takes a seat.
And there we go, another free kick. More trouble.
These two guys, these are all terrifying. This one's a little further out. Good punch by McIntosh. Size the situation. And the retreat. Boy, Kendall McIntosh has made the right decision all night. When to clutch the ball, when to punch. And the one time he couldn't get it done, Andre Lewis preserve the clean sheet.
That's what teammates are for.
Yeah.
Cover for each other.
And I would say right now Lewis is the Timbers man of the match for that alone.
Yeah, he's done really well. Done really well.
And he's doing more offensively here in the second half.
You know, midfield's opening up now because there's so many tight legs out there. So I think if you can just drag up a little bit of strength, a little bit of fitness, you're going to be able to find plenty of room.
And you notice who's marking Arboleda. Pollock. Pollock's marking everybody. Now he'll throw the ball in.
You know, he drives me crazy, Pollock, but he's really had a good night. I mean, frustrating because he's always niggling you, fouling you, kicking you. But
he's a guy you don't like till he's on your team.
Yeah, and then you love him. And I bet he's great in the locker room. Bet he's fun in games.
Ball finds Dikwa. Well, Dikwa's, I don't know what's happened with Cox. Cox is up there in the box, but Dikwa's now had all the chances the last 10, 15 minutes. We're into the final 15 of the match.
One little bit of magic from either team. You know, one goal I think will decide this game.
And you just don't want it to be on a miscue.
No.
You know, I think Timbers too, they could live with themselves if they draw and get a point and nothing changes in the table with St. Louis. You can live with that. You feel like you should win at home. You know, I think with Orange County a week ago, you know, Orange County's one of the best teams, and you come back twice and equalize against a very offensive team. You can live with that, but you're not going to live with yourself if you give up an own goal.
I think he gets frustrated here, loses the ball, just pushes him. I think it was just sheer frustration.
The book's getting a lot of work tonight. Michael Ratchuk may need a new book. Kind of here we go.
I know, I think we've been here before. Right?
Another one of these 40-yard restarts with Hilton and Pollock.
You know, Pollock's going into the box. That worries me because he's just a feisty little guy. He'll try and get on the end of something.
Nicely done to the sixth. The header right to McIntosh. Well done. And Kavita coming out of the back was well positioned, 6'1".
Yeah, it's a great cross. Picks him out. Batista gets under it, but he gets no power on the header. And it goes straight to McIntosh, which is great if you're T2, not great if you're St. Louis. That's it.
Barmby almost got that done, taking on two defenders. Ball not allowed past midfield. So here's Batista. Now Lewis the other way. Not quite enough. Countering ball forward, but McIntosh will get to it.
Now look at the game right now, how wide open it is. There's space everywhere. St. Louis are too tired to come off. They've got so many people back, they can't get off the back line because they're too tired.
Pollock controls. Sent forward by Sean Reynolds. First time we've called his number tonight, the defender. There's Martz, the fresh legs for St. Louis. And here comes another sub for St. Louis. And here comes their leading goal scorer, Kyle Gregg, with 10 minutes remaining.
You know, that isn't bad sub to make, is it? Your top scorer coming in with 10 minutes to play and you're at 0-0.
Kyle Gregg, 11 goals, 2 assists, has played in 25 matches. Scored on Wednesday, the only goal against Seattle. He was with Vancouver Whitecaps. MLS was with Cincinnati, of course, very successful USL club. Again, another Wisconsin athlete. Went to Benedictine, which is a very good lower division school in the suburbs of Chicago. Strong men's and women's soccer program. Barmby, nice work forward. Can he keep it? No. Kavita is there. Good idea. Barmby's not going to let him out.
Well played, Barmby. You know, he went by him great, just hasn't got that electric pace to get away from him. But then he tied him in, made him throw it out, kick it out, and here we go.
Timbers maintaining this possession with Loria. Now a chance for St. Louis and Fall. Culbertson. In the 6 and controlled by McIntosh. You know, you can stay up to date with all the best from social media around the USL by watching Off the Post with Kelsey Steele. It's on every Friday on the USL's social media channels. Getting down to winning time, the final 8 minutes. Bob McCamey and Willie Anderson, USL Soccer. Great to have you with us.
This is going to be a barnstormer of the last 8 minutes. You know, if it stays 0-0, it's a better result for T2 than there is for St. Louis. So I think St. Louis have just got to throw everything at it. They need to win it.
There's Martz. Batista denies. You know, Timbers, too, I always think plays a very conservative back four, except Batista. He is allowed to go out and take on and bring the ball forward.
I think, you know, he could play midfield because he's got the ability. I think they allow him to have his little tricks and stuff now and then, but as long as he does it in all the right places.
Corner in the 84th. Deflected the other way. Zambrano trying to get clear. And now the Timbers will make one last offensive substitution. And here comes Augustine Williams. And he will replace Langsdorff. So that's appropriate. Really a 1-for-1, same kind of threat. Foster Langsdorff, I'm sure a bit frustrated tonight. He has taken a beating.
Yeah, it was a tough night for him. No room. 2 or 3 players around him every time the ball went near him, which wasn't very often because there was no room to get it to him.
Now,
you know, he kept plugging away, worked hard, but it just, you know, it was a bad night for the type of player he is because there's absolutely no room out there.
That should be a goal kick, and it is.
No, it's been an interesting game. It's been a good game. I mean, it's pretty exciting the last 15 minutes because everybody's getting tired. So, you know, I just, for T2's sake, I hope they don't give a goal up. I'd love them to score, but 0-0 is not too bad for them.
Now let's keep an eye on Greg. He's the man forward, number 22. And he's very aggressive, is pressing along with Dequa. I would expect very little stoppage. There's a chance for the Timbers. Now related to the middle. Zambrano right at the keeper. You know, check that Loria.
He does really well here. Arboleda does great. Finds him. You know, I just can't get enough thump on it. He did really well, though. In fact, he did so well, I think he pulled his groin trying to go the right way.
Arboleda has done some good things for Timbers too. And you think of him maybe as a scorer, but he's created some quality.
He is. He's great at going at people and going by them. That's his strength.
I think this is the group we're going to finish with. Not much time to do anything in the final 4 minutes. Both teams looking for countering opportunities. So if you're St. Louis FC, are you happy with 2 draws on this trip? You thought you were going to beat Seattle.
No, you know, I think, you know, there's a possible 9 points on the road. I think they would have wanted 4, especially with them being on the fringe of the playoffs. So I don't think 2 points they'd be too happy with. I think they want 4.
Uh-oh, trouble there with McIntosh out. Kept in play by Martz. Martz centers! And the shot too strong.
Well, we get lucky here. McIntosh kind of loses it. Good defense there, a good tackle. The guy should hit the target there. It doesn't. To get away with one there. And that would have been it all over. 3 minutes left. That would have been the game over. So they got away with one there.
Say first mistake by McIntosh. Does not pay the price. Here's Greg combining with Martz. Forward to Bikwa. Bikwa again. Now what's this going to be? You've got the entire St. Louis bench warming up there to help the official with the call. This should be a corner. And I love it. One of the 18 brings the ball to the corner as a reminder.
That's a teammate for you.
There you go. Excuse me, you're not one of the ball kids.
Oh, and here we go again. That great left foot.
Pollock.
Oh, come on. He's due a bad one. This is it. It's going to be a bad one. I can feel it.
Bewell right in front of the net. They put the ball to him. Good work by Dispay. Dispay has cleared a couple of out of the box with the header tonight. Now the run for Portland. Loria still coming. Loria from the left. Too strong, did not have the angle. Not sure what else he could have done on that run. Momentum was carrying him.
It's a great run. He does really well. Williams does great. He's in here. Now he's got to look up because there's 2 guys in the middle he could knock it to. And he gets his foot underneath it. Drill it hard and low or knock it back, and he scoops it up. So.
Yeah, by the time he got that, it was a very hard angle far post.
You know, they always say when you're like that, you aim for the far post. And he had a couple of guys open in the middle. Over.
Timbers on the move again. Amanati, if that's in front. Bicycle, no! Boy, wonderful call at the last second by Williams with the loose ball. That was the best play for him.
Great
Started
ball.
With Arbordela.
I thought that was going in on. He tried. Oh, that could have been the goal of the year.
Walls almost own goaled it.
Yeah, I was hoping it was going to be an own goal.
And Williams knew that was the only way to play it.
You know, in the last 3 minutes, there's been 3 of the best chances in the whole game.
Yeah. And Arboleda in the middle of all of it.
Yeah.
Waiting for the signal from the 4th. Nothing yet as we come to 90. Now the Timbers have to be careful. There's Martz, space on the right. 3 minutes. 3 minutes of stoppage. So you have to take care.
This could be a long 3 minutes.
But if you're Timbers too, you had a great opportunity. Don't put your head down. Here you go with Lewis. Little give and get. Now the question is, where's Arboleda? He's on the other side. Batista will have a chance with Barmby. Got Barmby forward to the corner. Loria. Loria's got just one man to beat. Can he service? Barmby. Deflected. Barmby will win it again, or will he? He and Fall. Oh, Fall took him down. We play on. A lot of bodies hit the deck. Everyone's up. 2 minutes left of stoppage. Batista dispossessed by Martz. Gets it back. Martz again. Quick start forward. Dequa. Dequa dispossessed.
Give it Arboleda.
That was
Let him
Ornstein.
get on his bike. Go.
There he is. Arboleda combines with Loria. Loria down. Of course, it's Pollock. Pollock, room to work. Top of the box. Knocked down by McIntosh. Fall. About a minute left. One more build-up, perhaps, for Timbers 2. They'll get the throw in here right in front of their own bench. Williams. Zambrano. Now Lewis.
Get it Arboleda. That would be my only. Give it to him. Let him go at people. He can do it. Here we go.
There it is. One-timer! And it's in! We knew it would come to this with 30 seconds remaining in the stoppage. Timbers 2, ready to grab the 3 points. The best substitution of the match, Victor Arboleda.
Just get him the ball, he'll do the rest. Great, his pace is terrific. He blows by the defender, slots it home great, keeps his head. An amazing goal, an amazing time to do it, and he deserved it. His cameo appearance has been amazing. He's got so much pace and skill. When you have a player like that, you just feed him the ball. Here, give him the ball and let him get on with it.
It's going to be a yellow, I think, for
he got a yellow.
delay, basically delaying play.
I'm sure he's not worried about getting a yellow after scoring that goal.
One quick chance here for St. Louis, having Timbers gain possession, and the whistle will blow. You just have to gain possession.
Go, go, go.
And that should be it.
If this result holds, it's a great, great result. Talk about a hard win, hard-fought win. This is it. They've done great. Rode their luck a time or two.
That's it. Timbers 2 has been down this road before with a goal in 90+5. This time it's in 90+3. Victor Arboleda back with Timbers 2. And Timbers 2 gets 3 huge points with a 1-0 victory. I don't think you can ask for more than that. You work hard, you overcome, and you're rewarded at the end.
You are, and you know, anybody could have won it. Both teams deserved to win it. Nobody deserved to lose. But, you know, they brought Arboleda on. He was the match winner as soon as he came on. His pace and skill, they couldn't control it. They couldn't handle him. And he finally got that chance at the end, and he took it really well. So, you know, great substitution. Great opportunity to bring someone on who can win games for you.
All right, let's take a look now at the highlights. First half, you saw this stuff. This got scary as St. Louis really took control after the 30th minute. A lot of chances.
That was a great ball. This is a great cross. And all he's got to do is hit the target and he scores. But he got underneath it. Watch, that's great cross, but watch how he gets underneath it. And it goes over the bar.
That was Dikwa and Cox. Wall Fall got that started. Now, Dikwa again. Out of the second half.
Now
this was McIntosh's big mistake, but he got bailed out.
And then, you know, all he's got to do is hit the goal. He's got a great chance of scoring. And looking for T2, he misses the goal completely. Well, that was another great chance.
And you notice number 10, it was Dikwa. Now Timbers forward with Williams, Loria.
This is a great chance as well. All he's got to do is hit the far post, keep it on the floor, or pull it back, and he scoops it, gets his foot underneath it.
This got a little deep.
Very disappointed.
That was a great chance. And here it is.
And Arboleda, I thought it was an own goal.
And Williams was going to bicycle. Not quite. Could have been goal of the week. Could have been goal of the year.
Oh, that would have been goal of the season. Yeah. Looked great.
So here's how it ended. It was Zambrano with the through ball, and that slotted the game winner.
Well, that's Arboleda in a little cameo. He goes straight, blows by him as if he's not there, can't handle his pace, keeps his head, slots it in. Wonderful time and a wonderful goal.
Arboleda, his 5th goal of the year. Zambrano, who's played more minutes than anyone else on Timbers 2, his 3rd assist. And here's the final number. St. Louis still the most chances, and St. Louis won the possession. And I think if you told Cameron Knowles that was going to happen before the game, he would have said, I don't want to play.
Well, you know what? The only one that counts? Goals.
That one right there.
That gets you to your 3 points. So it was a good game. Nobody deserved to lose. Somebody had to win. If somebody had to win, for me it had to be T2, because I'm a T2 fan. So
Timbers 2 now 45 points, 6 matches remaining, including the next 3 against teams below them in the table. Tulsa next weekend, and then on the road Las Vegas and Fresno. St. Louis has Reno coming up. Tough one at home. That'll do it from Providence Park. For Willie Anderson, I'm Bob Akamian. Thanks for joining us. Drama in 90+3, and Timbers 2 with another home victory. So long from Portland.
Telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.